Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2. We are watching StarSeries Season 7, Day 22 of 30 games, 30 days rather in total. 30 days of group stages, that is. Of course, after that we know the top 4 and then we know who go to the LAN finals starting at the 10th of October 2013. That's right, I just gave you the date of the first day of the LAN finals. We are gonna see KP and Menace right now fighting for a couple of extra points though, because that's what you want right now. I say KP because they are still under the KP team tag, but they are actually Rattlesnake International, and they're sitting in the #1 spot of StarSeries. The #1 spot, which is, well, only with 8 games played, and that's a bit lower than average at the moment. So they still have got a couple of teams to face that might be able to take a game off them, and maybe Menace is one of them. We know that Menace can take games off these high priority teams. And perhaps KP is going to be one of them. We'll find out, of course, in time. They are up against Menace, who is sitting now on 11 games played, 5 games won, 6 games lost. Definitely not doing bad for themselves, but could definitely use some extra points. But they don't have a chance anymore to go to Kiev, while Rattlesnake definitely does have a chill chance to go to Kiev. And actually, at the moment, they're looking pretty solid to go. We have got Rider picked up by KP because that's the hero that Menace left in the pool after banning out the Naga, Siren and the Io. I think that's going to be something that Envy is going to be pretty happy with. We're going to also have a Nyx Assassin banned out as well as a Lifestealer. And we'll see what Menace ends up going for here in their first 2 pickups. We still have Weaver in the pool and OD if they want to try and pull off that shizzle, but I'm not quite sure if Menace is actually a team that really wants to do that all that much. They might want to try and pick up some counters towards a Bear Rider. I'm thinking about perhaps a Bane or a Shadow Demon to at least prevent the target that gets lassoed from taking any damage. Or Nightmare Bear Rider or Fiend's Grip Bear Rider if he jumps in. If you're fast enough. There's your OD and the Visage. The Visage was a support that, of course, that we have seen a lot of lately as well. A lot of in the banning stages as well, but now getting picked up here. Menace is going to be happy with that pickup. Sitting in the same color scheme, if you want to call it that. Visage is a very strong support, of course. Nothing in particular up against the Bad Rider, but actually the OD is very nice up against the Bad Rider. I just mentioned the Disruptor. No, I didn't mention the Disruptor. I mentioned the Shadow Demon as a counter towards the Bad Rider, and the reason that I mentioned Shadow Demon as a counter is because he can disrupt the target that gets lassoed. Now that's something that OD can do as well. Not disruption, but astral imprisonment, and that works as well, and that's very solid to save your teammates with, and otherwise just put Bad Rider under, and of course make sure he can't pull your target away anymore. And you know, it's a pretty solid way to deal with Bad Rider. However, that's an expected reaction from KP, or from Rattlesnake International. I mean, Razor is indeed a hero that is a counter towards OD, and with it not getting banned, it will be picked up. All the heroes that we have seen up against OD, of course, Kunkas, Lifestealers, and others, but with Razor still in the pool, there's really no question which one would be best. So, by the way, there will not be a Statsman today anymore. Nahaz had to drop out, had to leave me, and now I'm all by my lonesome, fortunately. But it's okay. We're gonna do without the stats. Sniff. Without the sniffles as well. I mean, there's a lot less sniffles than yesterday. I'm very proud of that. Did have some help. Bought myself a ton of medicine. Apparently did not work well enough because it's still kind of there. But oh well. Tomorrow it will be gone. I have high hopes, and that's better because tomorrow, I mean, I say it every game, and I will say it again now, but make sure you have tomorrow free for watching games because it's going to be worth it. It's going to be definitely worth your while. You're going to be able to watch Na'Vi 2 times, Alliance 2 times. Both will face each other as well as Quantic. We're going to see Quantic 4 times tomorrow, by the way. That's indeed a lot of games for one team to be going up against in, like, not just 4 games, but also 4 games among which they're going to be facing 2 of the best teams in the scene at the moment, with Na'Vi as well as Alliance there. So it's gonna be a fun day. Make sure you free that up if you have the chance for it, or at least reserve some time to watch the replays. And if you are gonna watch replays or planning to watch replays, make sure you don't get spoiled So turn off your Twitter and Facebook and all that jazz and make sure you don't really know anything about Dota until you watch those games. So, we are gonna see KP with a Razor and a Batrider for 2 strong heroes, OD and Visage for Menace, and we're having already some bans, of course, going on already. The last ban and the second banning stage for Menace right here. They already have banned out the Enchanters. We still have a Chen in the pool though. Menace, of course, in the chance to now pick and ban a hero at the same time. So perhaps they want to reserve the Chen for themselves. Because otherwise, I mean, we have seen AY 2000 playing a lot of Chens, and he does it really nicely. But right now, removed from the pool, Menace, they do not want to see that up on him, and they do not want to pick it up themselves. And of course, with a Visage already up on them, I'm kind of curious to see what AY 2000 is actually going to play, because lately he has mostly been playing those heroes. So we'll see what he can actually pick up here, as we have a Vengeful Spirit here for Menace, so that's a highly ganking potential support lineup. Really nice. Hoping that they can make some things happen. We had the Abaddon and the Weaver banned out for KP. I mean, that would be 2 very solid heroes, of course, Abaddon and Weaver together making a great team, and already Abaddon OD making a good team as well. Still an off laner and a safe laner needed for Menace, as we for KP are looking towards still a safe laner and probably 2 supports needed. And that's all assuming that Batrider will be played by Bone 7. We've seen him playing that before, and we know that he can definitely pull out a good job for that one. Boots a Travel Mask of Menace is present. Mighty fast Batriders if you can get them. But they're taking their time for their pick, and they're actually going for the Lina after all. We've seen Lina in a previous game, and I mentioned this then too. I mean, it's a nice combination with the Batrider. You can lasso someone and then, you know, drag her over the Light Strike Array. That's okay. That's fun. But it's unusual to see her as often as we did today already, as we already saw. The stats in the previous game didn't lie. We didn't see her that often. And right now, well, we've seen her twice in a row. Now, she did not win the previous game. Let's see if she can get herself a bit of a better record after today and get ourselves a win out of this one. Secretly, of course, I'm hoping for a Lina solo mid, because that's awesome. But I wouldn't really be expecting it here. That means also we are going to look for a support that can set up for some Light Strike Arrays though. I mean, already the lasso is kind of nice and is not bad, and you can also use a Light Strike Array just to get the stuns going by yourself. But if you're going to be a support, that's a support combination that's going to be maybe roaming a bit, you kind of want to have someone that sets up for you. You kind of want to have something, maybe even a Crystal Maiden wouldn't be that bad in this situation. Also give Razor some extra mana with Aurora. Definitely a good one. By the way, Menace really likes those colors, the bluish greenish colors.
10 seconds remaining.
We're still sitting on those. And KP actually taking something different, going for the red. What?
Reserve time.
I'm not offline, right? I don't think I am. In comes the Enigma. Enter Enigma for AY 2000. There we go. And that's gonna be another hero that he can micro with those Eidolons. And that's gonna be his
10 seconds remaining.
his hero. Maybe a bit of a setup disable. I mean, Malefice definitely can set up for Light Strike Array. At least you can aim more where he's gonna be, perhaps. And I kind of like it. I mean, look at the combination that they now have, right? You get yourself a Black Hole, and Lina can, of course, do a Light Strike Array, Dragon Slave over the top of everybody, and the Razor comes in with the Plasma Field and Eye of the Storm, and everybody will die. It's a pretty solid way of putting this, and yeah, looking pretty good, actually. I think Full House is higher than 2 pairs, right? So if KP goes for themselves for a blue or a red one, they can actually get a full house and win for Menace here in poker. We've got ourselves a ban out for the Phantom Assassin, which is kind of surprising because I wasn't really expecting that to be picked up by Menace. We have a Mirana picked up by Menace, and I'm kind of thinking that maybe aggressive trial lane with that would be nice. I mean, safe lane, we already saw that in the previous game. It works out as well, it can definitely work out, but I like an aggressive trailer with a Visage Vengeful Spirit, definitely a potential to go for that. We've got Menace having banned out the Gyrocopters the last ban. We still have an Alchemist in the pool, which we know Envy likes. Anti-Mage still in there as well. I mean, there's still some good solid farmers in there, some good solid carries. So perhaps they want to just go for those, which is definitely something that we can expect. But Menace can also pick up one of those. And depending on really what they want to do with their Mirana. I mean, in theory, we've seen Mirana on the off lane before, so in theory, they can just go for a hard carry right here. But since we just saw the previous game that had a Mirana in it as well, and Menace had the Mirana, we're gonna probably expect that Mirana to be played by Tommy and that Mirana to be on the safe lane. And perhaps we're still gonna have a Darkseer or something, because Darkseer is still in the pool. Which is quite surprising, because normally he gets picked up very early on. Clockwork's still in the pool. All kinds of offlaners still in the pool for Menace. Ooh! It's a Tide Hunter! I like that. They still stick with two of a kind though. I'm not actually sure. Maybe they can call it like 2 pairs. I mean, I don't know if I can put Tide Hunter together with the OD. And then put these 3 together, but I don't think I can. It's too green. It's too blue. Yeah. Let's see if KP gets a full house, because then they win regardless. Let's see what carry they're gonna go for. Which one Envy will play in the end.
Reserve time.
"21 seconds left in their bonus time. It's all they have." They end up going for a Spectre. Wow. I have to say, well, it's kind of a full house, perhaps, but I mean, I don't really like Spectre all that much. I understand it here, definitely do. There's, you know, you want to stop Tide Hunter from being able to blink. You want to know where exactly he is. You want to be able to kill Vengeful Spirit and Visage, which is Spectre that is fat can definitely do with one haunt. And I mean, it's very strong, but it does make for kind of passive games. And thank you for the pings coming out. Nobody of Menace has picked up their heroes just yet. Now we start seeing them picking up heroes. There we go. Well,
10 seconds remaining.
I have to say, yeah. You know, we can expect that kind of game from KP, but I kind of, well, we'll see how aggressive they can be with it. Because if Bone 7 has a decent time, we can still have a pretty good good lane there. But let's see who's playing what. Of course, you're watching StarSeries Day 22, Game 3 of 4. Oh. We're gonna jump to Power Rangers vs. Despair after this in Dota TV. I want to see this game actually, so sorry for that. I just really want to see this game because I have not seen enough games of Rattlesnake lately. Well, and Rattlesnake, I say mean Tide, spin Tide. So let's see who's playing what. I already introduced a couple, I think. Well, we're gonna just do it again. 16 playing the Razor here. We have got Taiga, or otherwise known as Eternal Envy, playing the Spectre. It will be AY2000 who will be playing the Enigma. We'll be looking to deny creep on the bottom lane. We have got Barrider played by Bone 7. And on the top lane we have got Pylai who will be playing the Lina, and that's everybody on KP right now. As we're seeing Menace on the dire side. We've got Sifla playing the Visage. We have got Lapiz on the Vengeful Spirit. Spin will take on the Tide Hunter, and that will complete an aggressive trailing for this by the looks of it, leaving Mirana soloing it up on the bottom lane. Or on the mid lane rather. Boogie on the middle lane. Want to try and dodge the Razor, but I guess that's already success. In comes the static lane. Tommy being scouted out as for imprisonment. Holds on 1. Tommy clicking. Oh, misclicking. That's the misclick, and we all have done that before. Misclicking to the corner of your enemy team. That's gonna be Tommy dead. That's gonna be first blood. Self doesn't work. That's gonna be AY2000 with the first blood on board. And the kill goes away of KP. And that's gonna be Tommy. I mean, he was thinking he was gonna dodge the Razor lane, but no, can't do. He is still gonna be up against the Razor, but yet he's gonna have AY sitting in the jungle, meaning that he is not gonna have a safe time there. In comes Lapiz trying to do something, trying to maybe take some farm away from AY. Success achieved right there. But I'm actually expecting Boogie to maybe rotate around. Boogie who's up against the Bear Rider, which is definitely not a lane that he is gonna be happy with. But Boogie indeed playing the Mirana. We have got Lapiz on the Vengeful Spirit, Tommy indeed on the OD, and the top lane we already discussed. And it's going to be a dual lane right now because Vengeful Spirit, he needs to help out his OD. He really does. Lapiz doing whatever he can to stop farm from happening for AUI here, and success achieved. At least he pulls the creep away so that he can't see him anymore, Lapiz. So be careful though, one Menace could actually get a kill there almost. Especially if we have a Razor coming in to help out. Bedrider actually goes down! Boom! You're dead! Boogie lands an arrow, a bone 7 drops. And the courier, he lives, that's good. It was a close one though, it was a close one. And Boogie able to get that advantage here on the mid lane. 3 for 3 only though, with Bone 7 sitting on 7 for 0. So in terms of last hits, it's still gonna be going the way of Bone 7, but that was just a bit of, well, I would guess misplay from Bone 7. It happens. Lapiz still trying to force AOI out of the jungle. Not yet doing it successfully, but it can be close. One Malefice might actually be getting the kill here. Oh, that stun didn't get it. In comes the Static Link. That's going to be Malefice. That's going to be a kill going the way of Rattlesnake. There's no way Lapiz can get out of this one, and it is indeed Sing Sing that takes the kill. Tommy sitting on 8 for 1, Sing Sing sitting on 8 for 0. Last hitting wise, it's even on the bottom lane, but of course Sing Sing already involved in 2 kills, while Tommy has been the victim of 1. Boogie has got an arrow waiting for Bone 7 again. It's also of course having those stick charges up, so that helps a lot surviving up against Bone 7. In comes the slow for the Spectre. I mean, right now, the one that's farming here is Spin. He's sitting on 8 last hits, while Envy is sitting on 7. So, okay, he's doing okay-ish for himself, as we have got, indeed, Lapiz coming back here. He actually has got a magic missile ready for Envy, who does hit. This might be a kill. Soulstorm should come in. Is it enough? He walks across the tree line. In comes the Light Strike Array. It misses, though. Still, and more damage being done to the Spectre, but he is enough. He is away. He walks across the tree line, and he lives. Boogie, 5 stacks. Could be trouble. 6 stacks. Uses stick charges. Bone 7 actually 1 hit away from dying. Uses stick charges himself. The double damage shoot is up on the Bear Rider as well. Looks like he will live to see another day. There is an arrow still up on Boogie though. If he feels lucky, he can try and use it. Oh, that turn rate is just deafening. Annoying. He gets himself a rune though. Regen rune as well. So he's gonna be a lucky guy. Still on the run. In comes Lina. Light Strike Array hits. This might be a kill. Leap away. And there everybody goes back. Well, I say everybody, but the creep wave doesn't. Now Boogie does as well, but that might actually be a wrong choice. In comes Bone 7 again, but only 1 stack this time. Walks up to the high ground. Sifla coming around as well. Fireflies himself down to low ground. In comes the Soul Assumption. Doesn't get the kill in the end, but does force Bone 7 into the jungle. And away from the lane means that Boogie is going to have a bit of a safe farming lane here, where already the wave of Menace has been taken down by the creeps itself, so that means that overall the Barrett gets less last hits on that lane, as we have got Envy, or sorry, AY, trying to get the creep wave to kill itself perhaps. Ooh, in comes Tommy though. In comes Tommy, goes for AY. Astral Imprisonment helping out. Maybe we are gonna have a Mirana with an arrow. Coming from the sidelines, does have an arrow, doesn't go for it just yet though. Goes for just right click, sleeps forward, has got a Starstorm if she wants to. In comes Sing Sing. I have the Storm turned on. Static Link there as well, going for Boogie. AOI will still end up dropping, but Sing Sing not yet down. Now he's done, now he runs. Doesn't want to get caught out like that as well. He wants to run away from that situation, and he does so. 2 for 2, Menace. Holding on even though their lanes did not turn out the way they probably planned it to be. Boogie, level 6, has got his Moonlight Shadow up. No level 6 Shadow on the Bad Rider. He's almost level 6, so we'll get level 6 with this creep actually. So that's gonna be Boogie careful, watching out for lassos to hit. Let's see if he's get lucky with the 6-minute rune. Yeah, he does. His teammate was already looking for the 6-minute rune on the top lane, of course. So we have got Moonlight Shadow used. Oh, Sing Sing's gonna see that one though. That means that there's not gonna be a kill happening on him today, actually. Boogie's still gonna go for it. If he gets an arrow up on Sing Sing, that might be a start, but nah, Sing Sing backs off too far. And Sifla will take some experience in the mid lane. If he can. Bone 7 with an empty bottle will be forced to use the bottle. Crow rather. Forced to crow the bottle. Even though the courier's not on his way towards him right now, which is kind of a shame. He goes into the Radiant jungle. Quite curious to see if... Well, he has a lasso. He might be able to think that he can take a kill here, but... OD, he's got an Astral Imprisonment. Might be buying enough time for his team to come in. If they can't TP, Tommy now has to run. He's going to be finding himself indeed caught out. In comes Eye of the Storm as well as a Static Link. Tommy runs for it. There's no TPs incoming for him, and he'll end up going down. Tries to do what he can before he dies. Actually gets himself a last hit before he dies. It's at least something. Sing Sing got the last hit. And in the meantime, on the top lane, nothing gotten in return. Envy's still able to farm here, even though not as successful as he probably would want to. He's 20 for 6 right now. With Spin sitting on 23 for 7. Even though Spin has to walk back to base, he still is higher than last hits than Envy is. And that's, of course, a sign of a successful aggressive trial. And even if you don't get kills, you at least shut down your enemy's carry. And in that case, indeed, success. $30 for 4 sitting on Marana. Bone 7, 28 to 1. And Marana in the end winning the mid lane. I mean, we already knew that with the kill, but also on last hit, it just keeps being in favor of Marana. Bone 7 not able to get a foot in the door. He has got boots. Still has an empty bottle, by the way, as we have got Spectre in some trouble. Stunned up. Soul Assumption is going to be enough. Tries to walk herself towards the tree line, and it looks to be successful once more. We've seen that before, and that's the trouble that you have with only one solid disable coming off from Lapiz here. Only that one stun from the Vengeful Spirit as they go for Sing Sing. In comes an arrow. Boogie trying to land it. Hits it. There we go. Leap forward. Sanity's Eclipse. That's going to be one dead Razor. Still a lot of attack damage still on Tommy, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter one bit. Down goes the Razor, and Boogie with him getting himself another kill. Another pick off.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
2k gold in favor of KP still. Rattlesnake International. And I think we can mostly credit Sing Sing for that, because he's sitting on 41 to 10, and even though he just died, I mean, he's still winning the bottom lane quite hard in terms of last hits. Tommy only sitting on 24 to 8, so that's really a big difference there. And of course, mid lane right now, I mean, Bone 7, he has been getting some more last hits actually with Boogie leaving the mid lane, and right now he's actually 2 last hits ahead of Boogie. The one thing you have to keep in mind as well with a situation like this, as the sentry clears out observers and sentries, is that Rattlesnake International have got a Enigma which is taking farm in the jungle, just solid farm all of the time, and that's something that Menace does not have. They don't have a solid jungler that takes farm like that, so they will miss basically a 4th instance of farm. They're getting farm on 3 lanes, while KP is getting farm on 3 lanes and jungle, so big difference, and that's gonna put KP ahead. Lapiz, there's something hitting you. Okay. Just in case you didn't know. Experience graph is going to be in favor of KP as well. Same story. That Enigma making all the difference. As well as that bottom lane, of course, making quite a difference there as well. Pilot Eye coming mid to try and get some experience. Trying to get himself his level 6, which is not up just yet. As we have got 400 gold needed for Bear Rider. Or 500-ish needed for Bear Rider to get his Blink Dagger. So he'll come back. In comes a Haunt. Trying to take a fight. Perhaps wanting to go on the bottom lane. Or maybe in the mid lane instead. The mid lane is what they wanted. They wanted the Vengeful Spirit. In comes Boogie, takes a Light Strike Array, still land at Starstorm, but has to be careful. Gets last suit actually. Bone 7 looking to go for it. Sifla TPing away to go to bottom to try and save somebody, but OD is already dead. Tidehunter went down bottom as well. Boogie will end up getting picked up. 4 stacks of sticky napalm. Bone 7 will almost die himself. Tower, one more hit. Triple kill for Sing Sing on the bottom lane in the meantime. That's the one that we did not follow, but that was awkward decision making by Menace. Sifla teleported bottom while his team was already picked off. Basically, a team wipe happened just now while Rattlesnake International didn't lose a single target for themselves. Weird decision making from Menace. And good fight for Rattlesnake, who is now definitely ahead again in the game. Also making up for their Spectre not getting that much farm. He was now involved in 3 kills, getting the kill, at least the last hit for one of them. And of course his team right now. Oh wow. As I was gonna say, has got himself the tools that they need to get back into the game. I was gonna say there might be a Blink Dagger for Bone 7, but he actually went for the Boots of Travel first, rather than going for the Blink Dagger. I have to say, I understand that it's Bone 7, so he does do awkward stuff, so and we have to accept his reasoning behind it, and we trust it. But I prefer to see Blink Dagger.
Middle tower is under attack.
But perhaps he already thinks that his teammates can get enough space on the map for Envy to farm in by just being themselves. I mean, they have got Razor who's doing fairly okay with Face Boots going towards drums. In comes the Marana ult, actually. Won't be able to find anything, and actually those familiars, or those Eidolons scouted that as Moonlight Shadow out, so they won't be able to get anything with it at all. We haven't seen Tidehunter yet, we haven't seen a Ravage yet, we might see it right now though. He is going to be under attack. In comes a Flame Break, knocking him back into the hands of Envy, but in come TPs. And in comes a Gush. But they won't go for it. Not just yet. The TP actually cancelled for Marana, who goes for a rune instead and now goes middle. Maybe he can get an arrow up on Pylai Die and get himself a kill. Doesn't get it. A lot of pings going out. I think Boogie kinda showed his hand right there. In the meantime, Sifla, not level 6 just yet, needs to get those familiars. In comes the Hunt. Bone 7 is going to be the target here. Where does the Hunt go to? It goes towards the Vengeful Spirit, who gets picked up again. Bone 7 might actually still die, but Boogie dies first. 2 heroes picked off on the side of Menace. One of them was actually a hero that they tried to go for a gank with, which was of course Marana. They tried to go for Bone 7, couldn't get it done. Back goes Envy, but he's fine.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, he's almost getting his Blink Dagger still. It's not even that bad of a timing if he gets it in his 15-minute mark. OD. Well, not kind of the OD that they were expecting. I'm kind of curious to know why they wouldn't change their lanes once they found out they weren't the lanes that they were expecting. See there, Lina with mana boots right now in her inventory. Pylai Die looking pretty solid, level 8 right now, which is a decent level for a support to be. Supports of Menace to level 5 and level 6, and in the case of level 5, it's still a Visage level 5, which is a pretty big deal. No familiars. 4 heroes in the Radiant jungle from Rattlesnake International right now, and they're gonna make sure that there's nobody left there for Menace as they take down Tommy. We do have Spectre taken down on the top lane though. Swap magic missiles. No Ravage used, but a Gush did get used. Sifla gets himself level 6 from that, so it's a trade in the end.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But with the Spectre already shut down slightly, I actually would put the trade in favor of Rattlesnake. Slightly though. But they don't even lose the tower for it, which I wasn't expecting they would. Blink Dagger now up on the tide, so the team fight potential of Menace is going to be a bit higher. In comes a pause. Oh yeah, we pause. Oh, there we go again, sorry. Woo. 3,200 gold in Sing Sing's inventory. Did I just say Sing Sing 3 times? Maybe. It's late. It actually isn't, actually. No. Marana, knowing that she actually had a decent early game, but then she died twice in a row, and I mean now she's just building race bands, and that's just a sign of her not really doing all too well. Blink Dagger now up on Bone 7, who's actually farming the Radiant jungle. Is doing quite fine with that as well. In comes Tommy, he knows that he can't really do anything here just yet though. Bone 7 already blinks himself out anyways. Lina goes down mid. At least they still get some kills here. Magic Missile setting up for that. There's still the Blink and the Ravage for the tight, but Menace. They have to try and force out a team fight if they want to do that. And do you really want to try and force out a team fight on a team that has got a haunt in, so that they are going to be with 5 all the time, and they have got also the black hole and a lasso and Eye of the Storm and the plasma field? It's a lot. They will get the tier 1 tower here as Bone 7 flies himself away. Might be looking for a pickup, might be looking for a lasso. Oh, he gets himself one, he gets himself Boogie. In comes a haunt, in comes a UI, and down goes Mirana perhaps. No, leaps herself away, alive for now. In comes Tommy helping out, and it's enough to help Boogie get himself away.
Radiant's top tower is under
The haunt not enough to do anything there. Envy also not enough to take down the tower. Double damage picked up by Venge, interestingly enough. Let's see what he can do with that. And OD finally completing his mechanism. Rejoice.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I'm expecting that the pressure on the side of Menace is a bit higher than the pressure on the side of KP in terms of to do things, considering KP in late game looks pretty solid. They've got a Bat Rider to always allow themselves to potentially fight 4 on 5. They've got a Spectre, which is considered to be one of the hardest carries in the game, and Menace has got a Mirana, which is considered a glass cannon, and it has got none other really hard carry, especially, I mean, OD can be a carry, but he has to have a better early game to actually be the kind of carry. Blinking Ravage up on 3. Pilot did not get hit by it, actually. Sing Sing still dies. It's at least someone. Leap forward. Astral Imprisonment. They might be able to get him as well. In comes a stun. Down goes Envy. 2 pickups, and not just 2, just 2 of the higher, more priority heroes on the map, even though Spectre's still not really doing too hot in the farm, but keeping him down is important. Delaying the late game of KP, of course, as I explained in one of the earlier games. We are gonna have a tier 2 tower, maybe getting dropped right now. Pilot cannot really do anything against it. Nice aggression coming out from Menace. This is what they should be doing. The pressure that they are applying right now is the ones that have to try and keep going. Their pushing power is not insanely high. I mean, it's really not. Oh, arrow! It hits on Envy! And that's gonna be Envy dead again for the 2nd time in a row. This time he buys back though. Pilot die. Still stuns up. Spin. Spin. Will end up getting dropped. Down goes Alina as well. And that's gonna be Rattlesnake looking for a fight and looking to win a fight as well. So take down a Visage. Looking down for Tommy right now. The last one alive. And that's gonna be Tommy dead as well. Dusted up. Killed off. As they already took down the Mirana on the high ground. And that is a fight that definitely goes away of Rattlesnake International. They show that if they want to fight, they can. And if they want to fight, they can fight hard. And now they will even take down a Roshan in return for it. And that was, I mean, the buyback, that was worth it for Envy. I mean, he bought back, which is, you know, great and all. After dying for the 2nd time in a row. But it is, yeah, it's not a fight that Menace is going to be happy with, that's for sure. 7,500 gold in favor of Rattlesnake, 10k experience in favor of Rattlesnake, while Menace should be the team that gets ahead in the mid game and ends the game in mid game, because they do not want to make it late game. You cannot make it late game up against a lineup, even if you shut down the Spectre right now. It's going to be hard to keep her under control the later this game goes. I mean, she still gets some gold by the towers that go down, and Bone 7 is going to get bigger and bigger. He's already sitting on 3k gold after his boosted travel, after his Blink Dagger, and we already have Sing Sing doing a very good job in farming as well. I mean, he's got a BKB ready. He's highest net worth on the map right now, being an off-lane Razor, up against a lane that should have a, well, a support with it. He kind of had a support at some point. But this is a very fat Razor. Tommy going for 4 staff still. I mean, he has been shut down hard. And he is still 3rd highest first team, but it's only a little bit higher than the Spectre that got shut down so hard on the top lane. Tide Hunter, carry Tide. It's been a while since we've seen that, but it kind of he's kind of forced to go maybe in that direction. I would really like to see something with an Assault Grass or something like a Tide. Perhaps. Perhaps.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Tier 1 tower. Last one standing on the map on the side of Rattlesnake is going to be the target here. But Bonus 7 jumps himself in, lassos, gets himself Tifla. The Moonlight Shadow doesn't work when you're sitting on their side of the tower. But they're actually going for different targets. They're going for Spin. Spin is going to get picked off here, no doubt about it. Does have a Ravage, but doesn't use it because he knows that there's no follow-up for it. Visage still goes down in the flames of the Bear Rider as we have TPs out from the rest. Menace getting themselves out, not getting a tier 1 tower here. Didn't even take down half the tower, and Rattlesnake taking control of the Radiant Jungle once again as they did before. BKB being built up by AOI 2000. We have actually Pylon Dive getting close towards a Blink Dagger if he wants it. Still very low gold for Spectre. I don't know why you keep looking at his inventory expecting something new. Oh well. Menace in some trouble. In definitely quite a bit of trouble actually. I mean, this is a game where you look at the lineups and you think, you know what, it can work. You think Menace is gonna try to control the early game, mid to early game. And they're gonna shut down Rattlesnake hard to make sure that they can take the mid to early game and then end the game, go high ground with their Blinking Tide.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But then you look at what Rattlesnake want to do, and they just want to make it to late game, want to have their Spectre all farmed up and big and ready to fight. And right now their Spectre is not big and hot and ready to fight and stuff like that, but I mean, neither is early game or mid game going the way of Menace at all. This Bear Rider, who now has a BKB ready, and this Razor, who now has a Yasha, is very, very big. Very big. In case anybody wasn't sure about it, this Razor is pretty damn big indeed. Tommy. You know, the thing about an OD is that he gets ahead on you know, intellect and stuff, and gets a good start, and then, you know, spirals out of control and gets higher levels than everybody. But right now there's 3 people that have level 11 for Menace, and there's 3 people that are quite a bit higher. They smoke up, they go for this, the swap is there. AOI, he does have a black hole if he wants it, doesn't go for it in the end though, goes down before he can, but Visage still died. OD still died. Marana still died. In comes the Ravage, but Spin, you're all alone. You're dead. That's gonna be a triple kill for Pylite dies Lena, and the only one that actually died was AOI. The only one that didn't die on the side of Menace is the Vengeful Spirit, who was getting out in time, but that was probably one of the worst fights they could have tried to go for, and it wasn't even the biggest fight that KP could have gone for. KP, they didn't even have the Enigma's black hole. They did have everything else. Surely they did, but they just, I mean, even without a black hole, they're getting that. In comes a stun up on Bone 7, takes a lot of harassment, Soul Assumption will fly, but it's not enough to take him down. So looking to harass these people here on the high ground, allowing the tier 2 tower to get picked off. I mean, there's still a tier 1 tower standing, so. Well, Spin. He is gonna go for his Assault Grass, or Shiva's Guard actually, wouldn't be too bad either. I mean, he blinks himself into the middle of everybody. Shiva's Guard would work out for them, for sure. But look at the level difference, it's insane. It's over 20k difference in experience, and level 6, there's 2 level 16s, that means 2 level 3 ultimates on the board for Rattlesnake. Well, we still have 2 supports that are not even level 11. Both supports, of course, on the side of Menace, because every support of Rattlesnake is higher than level 11 or level 11. And I mean, Envy is level 12, Lena is level 11. Those are the 2 lowest levels on the side of KP. They might be able to take down Spectre again, but at this point, Spectre is no threat for them. And even if they can take down a Spectre, I mean, there would be fighting next to a tier 1 tower, so TPs could come in to try and take him down.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Tommy's still with the same amount of gold as last time we checked him out. Of course, he died in the meantime once. It's not really his fight.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Oh, bottom lane, they're looking for something. They find themselves Mirana. It is Menace to try to go for the fight, I would imagine, though. Sifly will get picked off, no doubt about that. And Envy actually getting himself a kill. The rest tries to TP himself out. Flame Break stops Lapis from TPing out. That's GG call. They tap out. It's too much. Control everywhere. Rattlesnake, take the game. Convincingly at that. We are gonna jump ourselves to Power Rangers, taking on Aspera, though. They are probably still in their game. We're gonna jump ourselves right in this via Dota TV, so hold on in there, and we'll be there soon. Soon.